All right, morning all. So, here's your news of the day. And if you're looking for news on which players aren't in practice and which players are and which players are late and which players left early, no. That's 80% of the reporting that's out there, and it's just again, we aren't playing for another 2 or more than 2 weeks. So again, I'll start reporting on that as we get to within, say, 3 or 4 days of actually playing hockey games. So, some announcements on finalists for awards. Masterton Finalists, your nominees are Stephen Johns of the Dallas Stars, Bobby Ryan of the Ottawa Senators, and Oscar Lindblom of the Philadelphia Flyers. Personally, I'm wearing Dallas because I'd like to see Johns get it for the amount of time that he spent out of hockey trying to get back into it and everything he went through. But I can understand either of the other two being in there. So, we'll see what the NHL does. He's finally given up on going outside. He's been bugging me to go outside for over an hour. Lady Byng finalists have also been announced. Nathan McKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche, Ryan O'Reilly, formerly of the Colorado Avalanche, now of the St. Louis Blues, and Austin Matthews, who is not formerly of the Colorado Avalanche, currently of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's up for Lady Byng as well, which of course is about sportsmanship. And it's an award that I got a whole new respect for after I looked at who had won that award historically. And some really great names on that list, and it's going to be added to by one of these three this year. I wouldn't be surprised by any of the three, to be honest. Because the one thing with the Lady Byng that's always weird is it sometimes feels like it's awarded to a guy that voters know probably should have won a different award. Like, it used to get awarded to a guy who probably could have won the Hart, but there was this Gretzky guy in the way. Anyways, something I may look at in a video at some point. Now, for Canuck news, is this good news or bad news? I think it's good. Nikita Tryamkin has signed a 1-year extension to stay in the KHL. Will not be coming back to the NHL this coming season. I would say as soon as Jack Rathbone signed his entry-level contract with Vancouver, that made their depth chart such that you don't need Tryamkin. It's weird, because 3 years ago, I was mad that the Canucks lost Tryamkin. I was not a happy camper. I liked Nikita Tryamkin. The kid was built like a brick house. He's huge, and he could hit. And now it's like, all right. Because all the reports are that he's kind of not taken that next step. And he is basically a third-pairing defenseman. So, depending on what he was asking for, I'm fine with him going back to KHL and the Canucks signing Rathbone and looking to the possibility that Ulevy makes his debut next season. Again, Ole Ulevy hasn't been as much of the bust problem as it's been an injury problem with Ulevy. So hopefully that changes next season. And speaking of players who've been snake bit this past year, Jesperi Kotkaniemi's having a good camp for the Montreal Canadiens. Who knew? I mean, in his rookie season, we knew he was a good player. Then this season, we heard a lot about work ethic, and all of a sudden, he wasn't a very good player, and he ends up in the minors, and here he is, he's back. So, for me to give up on a player, it takes a lot. There just has to be a sign to me that there's a continual regression, or things aren't going to work. I'm not there with Kotkaniemi, not yet. So, he may very well be a ringer of sorts. And yesterday, Ilya Kovalchuk said he'd like to see the Montreal Canadiens in the playoffs. He said it'd be a fun matchup. Montreal fans would agree, unless they want Lafreniere. And hockey fans might be like, yeah, that'd be great. Then Pittsburgh loses the play, and oh, God, no. Knowing that then we're going to see the Penguins win the round 2 of the phase 2 of the draft lottery. So, yeah, we'll see whether or not Montreal has an ace in the hole with Kotkaniemi, and if guys like Poehling can pick it up, we'll see. So, Robin Lehner's come out and said he'd like to stay in Las Vegas, and I don't blame him on that one either. I think it's a good fit. We know they're going to have to move on from Marc-Andre Fleury in at least, you got to think in 2 years they'll be looking to move on from Fleury. As soon as next season, he might be down to a 50-50 goaltender where he plays 40 games and his backup plays 40 games. So, Lehner, if he wants to stay there, and if, again, this summer/fall, it's going to be a crap year for UFAs. They're not going to get the kind of money this year that they would get in other years. So why not say, you know what, I'll stay in Vegas, sign a 2-year deal, and then hope to cash in after those 2 years are done. The Chicago Blackhawks got some contracts signed up for next season yesterday. Ian Mitchell, Wyatt Kalanick, and Pius Suter have all signed ELCs with the Chicago Blackhawks. So Chicago's doing what they got to do to improve their depth and their youth for next season. And again, ELCs, nice way to add to your depth. Mitchell seems to be the one that Hawks fans are excited about. We'll see which of the three makes the roster right out of camp next year and what happens from there. I wanted to close out with this. So this is a brand new magnet I haven't used before because I got a bunch of decals or decals, however you want to pronounce it. And so yesterday I got the laminator out and I said, all right, well, I'm going to laminate all these decals, throw them on magnets. And so I've got this. I ordered this over a month ago. Is this really what they're going to go back to? Because, see, I haven't reported on it because it hasn't officially been announced yet. If they go back to this, that's kind of a disappointment, to me anyways, because when they changed from this to that 3D logo, which, keep in mind, originally had Scooby-Doo eyes. So they changed to that initially. Move that a little bit out of the glare. So they changed to this initially, which looks like it's got those eyes that'll follow you around the room. That's the Scooby-Doo eyes terminology. But we all kind of agreed at the time this was an upgrade over this. And then they moved to the logo they have now. And they're going to move back to this? Really? Alright. If all of this hype about rebranding the Senators leads to this, I'm underwhelmed. Dramatically underwhelmed. Be like the Canucks hyping up this big, yeah, we're going to change our logo to something new, and then it's just the skate. There'd be a lot of fans that'd be excited to see the skate in Vancouver, but for me, I'd be like, well, wait, that's not something new, though. That's something old. So if it's an updated version of this, we go back to them and the condom jokes that they got as soon as they debuted this logo back in the early 90s. Oh, I've seen that before. Anyways, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below regarding the Ottawa rebrand and whether or not you buy it. Again, until I hear it from the National Hockey League, till I hear it from the actual team itself, we'll see. Keep in mind, when Vegas was guaranteed to get a spot in the hub cities and it was being reported, they got it. I never once said it is official, they are a hub city, because until the NHL comes out and says it, in this case, until the team comes out and says it, this may very well be their way of going. So we're thinking about doing that didn't get the reaction we thought it would, so we're going to pull it. So again, we'll see what Ottawa does. With the name Senators, there's not a whole lot they can do. To be honest, there's not really a big fat rebrand they can do that's going to be Senators related. But we'll see, because they're already the Centurions. So we'll see. Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.